Hello again, Druid friends. We're back with the Phase 5 best in slot list. It's what you want to have for big ol' naxxramas in Phase 6 whenever that comes out. Anyway, first off, most Druids will want Tier 2 3-piece. You want to maintain that. Which slots you use to do that depends on what gear you have available for you. There are better slots to use for that than others, but again, it depends on what you have access to. And as a Druid, you probably have 8 out of 8 Tier 2 already. So while it may not be best in slot, you can sub in, not Wind Rider, you can sub in your Tier 2 pieces for any of the stuff that I'm about to name, although there is going to be better alternatives. Although, you'll gain more from having some of these pieces over Tier 2 than you will with other slots. Anyway, if you have access to world bosses, your helmet, of course you're going to want Deviant, Growth Cap. Failing that, Crystal Adorned Crown. Failing that, Don Rigoberto's. And if you don't have any of those, get the cool antler thing, Storm Rage. My personal, I'm going to go with Storm Rage here. It's all Druidy to me. But that's just, not necessarily the best thing to go. It's the most easily attainable. The world boss drops are world boss drops, so that's not even going to be a feasible option for most Druids. Don Rigoberto's, every healer wants it, so again, it's going to be hard to get it. Storm Rage, as a Druid, you've got it already. It looks cool. I wear it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's the best option. But it's a good, cool option. Fear Neck, Amulet of the Fallen God from Cthulhu is, in my and most of people's opinions, the best piece here, because it's just raw plus healing. Failing that, Jindo's Evil Eye, of course, is a great option. But if you don't have either of those, Amulet of the Shifting Sand is what I would recommend, because you just go do your AQ 20 and you win a roll. And there you go. Easiest option if you don't have those. Angelista's Charm is also a thing, but I don't think it's as good as the other three options. And seeing the ease of getting Amulet of the Shifting Sands, I would recommend doing that. Cloak, these are all pretty close in competition with each other. Cloak of Clarity from Cthulhu is the best option, but you could go High the Wild. I think that's what most Druids are going to be sporting right now. If not, Shard of Pure Thought, you can use that too. But ease of getting High the Wild, I think 90% of people are probably just going to use that. It's got more plus healing than Shard of Pure Thought. I guess it depends if you're speedrunning or whatever, but my recommendation is High the Wild, failing Cloak of Clarity. Cloak of Clarity, again, everybody's going to want it, and I don't think it's really that big of a difference to sweat over. Shoulders, Wild Growth Spalders. Definitely your best in slot here, in my opinion. You could go with Ternary Mantle. You'll be competing with some priests for that, paladins, whatever. I don't think I would sweat over it. Storm Rage Pauldrons are an option, but Wild Growth Spalders are my recommendation here. Chest, Robes of the Guardian Saint. They look exactly like Robes of the Exalted, which you're disgusted with at this point. I understand. I'm doing it myself. But they are the best in slot piece. Failing Robes of the Guardian Saint, you could still be wearing Robes of the Exalted. I know you're probably going to look for any excuse not to be wearing those, but they are still arguably the best piece to be having if you don't have Robes of the Guardian Saint, which you're going to be competing with a lot of people to have. And I haven't even seen one drop yet, so story of my life. Failing either of those, you could make a case for using the Storm Rage Chestplate or whatever instead of Robes of the Exalted. This has a lot of raw stats. In my opinion, Robes of the Exalted is better, but you could make an argument for the Tier 2 chest. Wrists, Bracelet of Royal Redemption from Twin Emperors is probably best in slot, arguably. This is a good place to pick up your Tier 2 3-piece with Storm Rage Bracers, but that depends on where you're at and what you got going. I wouldn't sweat on the bracelets, and I would just go with the Storm Rage personally. Belts, Grasp of the Old Gods is an option. It's not that much better than Corehound Belt. You could even make an argument the Corehound Belt's even better. Either way, Corehound Belt is easily available, no competition. Just spend some gold and you've got it. Gloves, Waspide Gauntlets. I've seen these drop 3 or 4 times already, and nobody really wants them. Just Druid Praho, I guess. So there you go. Storm Rage, again, is a good place to pick up Tier 2, but Waspide Gauntlets are so easy to get. Or maybe it's just good RNG for fine Druids. I don't know. Anyway, moving on. Legs, Empowered Leggings is best in slot, in my opinion, for legs. You're going to be competing with other healers for this, of course, but it is probably best in slot, so there you go. Salamander Scale Pants, Again, a great option. It's a good piece of gear. I would prefer empowered leggings over it, but you may not have that choice. Boots of Pure Thought is where you want to be, just like every other healer. Storm Rage is, an alternative, but it's not Boots of Pure Thought. Really, like if you're going to pick one piece of gear here to have over tier 2, I think Boots is a good contender for that. So that's, if you do like DKP or something, maybe that's something to keep in mind. I guess that's your call, but I know how I feel about it. Your rings, Pure Elementium Band and Ring of the Martyr are best in slot. You're going to have a lot of competition getting those. I'm still using Cauterizing Band and Forging Seal. Failing either of those, you could still be using the 2 rings from ZG together. I don't really like doing that myself. I think Cauterizing Band, if you've gotten lucky to get one, and Forging Seal are decent alternatives to you get the best in slot rings, but your mileage may vary. Trinket 1, you know what it is, Rejuvenating Gem. Every healer wants this, and there's not really a great alternative to it. Good luck on that, that's all I can say there. Trinket 2, you've got some options here. The Dire Maul Royal Seal is a decent amount of plus healing. You could argue it's worth using. If you have access to it, Hibernation Crystal is arguably best in slot. Dark Moon card is, good. I don't know that I would prefer it over the other options, but, some people do. And Wushalays, the ZG trinket, is also very good, arguably best in slot. So, it depends on the fight. It's fight dependent, guild dependent, personal taste, I guess, here. Like I said, Trinket 1 is Rejuvenating Gem. Trinket 2, you have some, different things to think about, I guess, depending. Your weapon, you want Scepter. Okay. Scepter of the False Prophet, just like everyone else. Failing that, you, of course, want Lockamir, Claw of Chromag. The Blessed Karaji Staff is an option, although I wouldn't recommend it, but, it may be where you're at. So, hopefully you can get a Scepter, because, yeah, there you go. Offhand, Sartura's Might is best in slot. You probably have a Lay of the Life Giver. If you're a tryhard like me, I'm too casual to AFK and AV that long, so enjoy. Idol of Health is best in slot, in my opinion. It's better than nothing, right? Which we had previously. Idol of Rejuvenation is worth picking up for the times that you don't want to use Idol of Health. Although, I guess it depends. You could be doing the regrowth spec. But, I think that most Druids, at least the Druids in my guild, are still spamming Healing Touch. But, aside from gear, you want world buffs. Most important thing in the video. Just get them. If you don't want to get them, great, but they make a huge difference. You know that. We all know that. It sucks, but, that's where we're at. Consumes. You don't necessarily have to have a flask every time you go into Molten Core, Well, I guess we're talking about Naxx now. Let's make it video appropriate. But I would recommend bringing Nightfin, Mage Blood, Brilliant Mana Oil, Major Mana Potions, Dark Runes, and so on. I guess that's about it, actually. Enchants, you probably know what you want. Plus healing on your gloves and bracers. It's bracers, right? Yeah. Movement speed on your boots. Plus 4 stats on your chest. Shelter, helmet, legs, ZG enchants. Am I missing anything? Maybe not. If I am, you probably already know what it is. Anyway, good luck. Take care. Have a great time.